If you're somebody who upsets people a lot, or if you get in fights a lot, you may not want to get LASIK surgery. Good afternoon, friends. In this video, I'm going to tell you why I still wear glasses. But before I do, please subscribe to the channel if you're not already, like the video, and comment on the video to help with the channel's growth. Now let's get started. I thought I'd offer a short video this afternoon just to continue speaking with you guys throughout the day, as I really enjoy these 2 videos a day more than anything else. I got a question recently. As you guys know, I surveyed the subscribers for ideas for videos. I've recorded all of them, by the way, and I'm planning to make the majority of the most voted videos and make the other videos later. A couple of the questions I got were very short and I could respond to very quickly. One of them was why I never did LASIK surgery. As you guys can see, I wear glasses. I've worn glasses since I was about 4 years old. So glasses really affected my life in a couple of ways. One of the ways is, honestly, it's hard to imagine, and it's even hard to imagine if you only have slightly weak vision. But it's hard to imagine if you have normal sight, what it's like to wake up every day and not be able to really move around your house without knowing where your glasses are. It's actually a safety risk, to be honest with you. It's really frustrating. And also, when you talk to people, you have limited vision. We don't see through part of what we normally see. So it's a bit frustrating. Obviously, also glasses are very frustrating if you ever get in physical conflict with someone. They usually fall off immediately with the first punch that you take, and so therefore you can't see fully during the rest of your fight. So that's an issue as well. And also, people judge you a little bit differently when you wear glasses. So for example, actually, there was a time period in my life where I was wearing contacts, and I was trying to accomplish some difficult goals, and I wanted to leave good impressions on people. I actually switched from wearing contacts to glasses. This is when I used to study a lot of those, like the Influence book by Robert Cialdini I told you about before. So I switched from wearing contacts to glasses, and I noticed people treated me differently. So glasses really affect the way people perceive you. I never really wanted to get a surgery because my father did LASIK surgery in the early 2000s. And after the surgery, I noticed that he seemed to have a lot of problems with dry eyes. If any of you have worn contacts before and stayed up all night, you might notice late into the day you start to get dry eyes, which really bother you because you have the contacts in, right? I tried to research this quite a bit. It seems that a lot of people later in age develop dry eyes separately, not due to the surgery, but that the symptoms of the dry eyes worsen due to having the surgery. This almost scared me off getting the surgery. But then I discovered, and by the way, this was all like three years ago or so in LA. Then I discovered that apparently the LASIK surgery, which does a flap, that's the easy surgery to do. They cut your cornea and they sort of cut it off in a very simple way. But they reattach it in a way where if you get struck, if you get trauma to your head, the flap can come off and can rip off. And if it rips off, they can't really easily solve it. So now you have eye problems most likely for the rest of your life. When I discovered this from talking to a doctor, at the time I wasn't so much into reading medical papers. I was into genetics and stuff, but not so much into medicine in general. I was shocked. Nobody had told me about this before whatsoever. I had many friends who've done LASIK. This scared me off. Then I found out there's another form of eye surgery in which they don't do this flap, but they sort of, by the way, I haven't studied this subject very much, but they sort of like shave off your cornea. So it takes, I assume, more artistic skill. It is much more invasive, obviously, and much more painful. But that is not as fragile in response to like trauma to your head. The problem is I didn't want to do something that invasive. And what if it went wrong? I thought of doing one eye first, doing this kind of shaving thing with one eye first, then doing the other eye. But even that is so invasive, painful. The idea of shaving my cornea freaks me out. I sort of decided in the end just to keep glasses and to live like this, which is unfortunate, you know, because well, also another reason for that is the fact that even if I got the LASIK or the other surgery, I would start to develop another form of sightedness, I forgot what it's called, but where I can't see close things later in life. And I would still probably need glasses. But instead of bifocals, I could just have reading glasses. So, and that's about 15 to 20 years away. So when I thought about all of this, I decided against it. Interestingly, after I decided against it by about a year or two, I met a bodybuilding coach who wears colored glasses. And as I got to know the guy, initially told me he wears colored glasses because his eyes are sensitive to light or something like that. But later, as I got to know him, he told me that what had happened to him was exactly what I feared. He had the flap surgery, LASIK, and he got struck by somebody. He got hit in the eye. And when he got hit in the eye, the flap came off, and I guess it got damaged permanently. So now one of his eyes doesn't work properly. So he's like partially blind in that eye. So The reason I made this video was to briefly explain why I'm four-eyed, but also to warn you guys that don't know the dangers of LASIK surgery. If you're somebody who upsets people a lot, or if you get in fights a lot, you may not want to get LASIK surgery. I am very grateful that I didn't get LASIK surgery. Although I hope nobody ever hits me again. It's likely to happen, and I don't want the outcome to be me going blind. Anyway, guys, I hope this can protect some of you who are younger or considering LASIK. Think about it deeply before you get it. And there may be other issues other than the fight, as I mentioned, the dry eyes and wearing reading glasses later in life anyway, and so on. Anyway, I hope this was slightly helpful, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow morning.